Good morning, everybody. It is the dawn of a new era here in the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise rebuild, and today I present to you our next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is rookie Freddie Lashley, who will be making his debut today. We drafted him in the first round, one of 3 first-round picks. Today is going to be the preseason live stream. I think these streams are very important when we make serious changes to the team, and when you look at the history of this series, the lack of success, the need for change, we actually need this preseason stream because we need to see what's our scheme going to be this year. We have changed a lot of players. We've changed the quarterback. We are going to change the playbook and start a lot of things fresh on this team. There are new receivers, including Lashley's college teammate. Would you believe we actually drafted his number 1 receiver at Washington, Dom Roberts, number 2 in the NFL draft. We moved up to go and get him. We have the Washington Husky duo, and they're going to take the field today for the first time. So welcome, everybody. I am working on a new video in the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise rebuild, and that's going to combine the off-season stream and then this stream into a more condensed video. I'm not expecting everybody to keep up with live streams suddenly in this series. They're meant to be pretty optional, but I know a lot of you guys enjoy them, and it's a long-form series anyway. But I will be condensing things down. It is slowing this series a bit to take the time to do these streams and then a video of those, but it really felt like this was the time to do something like that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Load up that camp counselor. As a matter of fact, I already have our loadout set here for preseason. We're going to get after school tutor for the focus player increase and the training boost. Camp counselor for the XP boost and the 5% boost to dev trade increase. And then developing platinum on offensive line and the quarterback position. Then we have some blocking here just because it might be necessary. Now, this first game we see, I'm not going to put on a quarterback accuracy boost. I want to see what he plays like without that upgrade, and then we'll go from there. So, Dom Roberts, Amir Lane, Freddie Lashley. These were our 3 first-round picks. I traded up with all of our extra picks to get the 3 guys I really wanted this year. So let's simulate training. Actually, let's do training camp first because injuries. No, I need to do the abilities. I forgot. I need those abilities active. I just don't want anybody hurt so they can't do practice, but I should be good if no one did full pads. All right. We're going to do training camp and get into our 3 preseason games today. Thank you all for being here. It's Sunday morning. I know this is like a weird time to get a notification from me, but I wanted to get this stream going. I wanted to get it done before the playoff games start today for the NFL division round. So here we are, 11:48 in the AM. How's everyone's weekend going? Can you please give the linebackers numbers in the 50s? Let me see our linebackers here. Zay Bartell, 22. Rakeem Kemp, 44. Castro's got 50. Nolan Lindholm, 99. We might just let him roll with that. The 63 overall hidden dev player, Mr. Irrelevant. Might as well take 99. Flash should be number 10 after Cordell Stewart, a.k.a. Slash. I kind of like that reasoning. Flash and Slash. What do you guys think? Do you want Flash to wear number 2 or number 10? I got a depth chart pulled up next to me, and 10 is Carvajal's number. My weekend was dope. Hung out with a friend last night and had an awesome time. Love to hear that. 10 is way better. I feel bad for Bo Nix. So do I, man. A fractured ankle there, like second to last play of the game. That is pretty crazy. Kind of came out of left field there. Thoughts on Stefanski to the Falcons? I love the fit. You know, Stefanski, I was looking at, he's won Coach of the Year twice, and I was looking at the 2023 Browns just stats the other day, and it feels so foreign to me. In 2023, the Browns won 11 games with 5 starting quarterbacks, including Jeff Driscoll. Amari Cooper had over 1,200 yards on that team. I think he's a good offensive coach. And him getting to work with that offense, especially if they keep Kyle Pitts coming off this season. I know he's about to be a free agent and probably gets a pretty hot market. I like that fit a lot. I don't really have a lot of opinions usually on head coaching fits when it's like coordinator to head coach type moves. You know, like I know Clint Kubiak is going to be a hot name. I don't really have a great opinion either way. You know, we can see a little bit of what these guys do as play callers, but Stefanski, I do think he did a pretty good job with the Browns, and obviously, you know, he's been dealt some rough hands in his time there. So it's not going to be like a clean transition just going to the Falcons, because you've got Michael Penix's injury. Kirk Cousins is old, but has played with Kevin Stefanski before. So I feel pretty good about that one. I hope my Steelers get Flores. Yeah, I think Flores is going to get a job, whether it's the Steelers or the Raiders. But I think he will have an opportunity here again. And certainly has earned it, man. He is one of the best, you know, coordinators in the NFL. Any thoughts on the Bills falling short again? I do think Brandon Cooks, you know, that should have been a reception. I think those are the kinds of plays that are so messy when called on the field, because I think honestly it's a coin flip or a guess in those situations, and then it's so hard to overturn. But I've seen enough angles and whatnot to where, you know, there was no simultaneous possession, which would go to the receiver anyway. I think Cooks had the ball. I also can't believe that Josh Allen missed Dawson Knox on that seam, that post. Seattle looked like a machine yesterday, man. Kenneth Walker looked outstanding, man. The dude's playing at a different speed to everybody else out there. He looked like it was his first game of the year and everybody else had played 30 and was just wore out. Change McLeod to 11 on the Cardinals. Let's see what he's got. He's got 11. It's going to be interesting the rest of this series to follow McLeod's story in parallel to what we're doing. I don't know what to expect, but I do think he's going to be successful there. I think that getting out of our slow sim everything could maybe just let his ratings shine a bit more. And he's got the best receiver in football, arguably, in Marco Rodriguez. So I do think that expectations should be pretty high. Joey Riddick, you know, he was one of the best receivers as well. Now the number 3 in our franchise. Change it from 11? Why is that? Oh, Larry. I'm trying to think of quarterbacks, and it's like, I don't think there was for Larry. I got it. My bad. Man, Larry Fitzgerald, I wish he had gotten to play a little bit with the Vikings. That was always my dream. 5 looks hard here, man. I like that. I like 5. I made a signing before the stream I wanted to show you guys. I think I had signed Hugh Cody for this role, but then I found someone else I wanted to try out. This is Julius Riley. Say hello to Julius, everybody. This is a basically kick returner. 95 speed, 96 acceleration. Might even have some chances to just make this team flat out as a receiver. But he has some of the best change of direction, speed, acceleration, and kick return out of anybody available. So I thought we'd give him a shot here in preseason today. Do you think the Bills can get it done eventually? I mean, it's just no guarantee with how competitive the AFC is, you know? Lamar's not gotten to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow's gone once, and he's, you know, there's just so many good quarterbacks. And every year, 4 or 5 really good players are not making the Super Bowl. And majority of them are not even making it to the championship week. So they're going to be 2, 3 guys every year you have this conversation about. This was their best shot. You know, Josh Allen's last year in his 20s. No Lamar, no Burrow, no Mahomes. This was about as clean of an opportunity as they've had, maybe since the Gabe Davis game. I think since then. The Gabe Davis 200-yard game. Yeah, we got both 1 seeds hosting the championship games then. Seattle looked incredible. Denver with Jarrett Stidham. I don't know. Can Sean Payton find a way to get 20, 23 points in the championship game? Will they need that much? You know? Thoughts on Rams-Bears in those snowy conditions? If it's snowy, man, that is huge advantage Chicago. Although I have a lot of love for the Rams running game this year, especially with it being more of a two-headed beast. So I'm on NFLweather.com. I'm seeing likely snow. Can I get a Chicago weather hourly? 9 times out of 10, the weather concerns are overblown. I want to be the guy that thinks the weather's going to change everything. I doubt the snow is going to be heavy enough. But it will be cold. All right, what do you say we get to training camp, everybody? And begin with our new quarterback. Oh, I have a playbook I wanted to show you guys what I have in mind. So I talked about making this the Kyle Shanahan offense last episode. I think now that Lashley is our quarterback, I have another idea. Shane Steichen. There's a good deal of design quarterback run in here, but it's also more of a power-based running scheme. Doesn't have like a bunch of wide zone stretches. I think a better run scheme that actually works in Madden, which I think is north-south. That's what this has, combined with quarterback running, and not nearly as much, I think, better pass variety than like the Ravens playbook. So I want to try the Shane Steichen playbook today. Let me know what you think. I am from Minnesota, yes. I'm a Viking fan, Twins fan. Make sure I picked the right quarterback here, y'all. Washington, perhaps? The issue is I think Washington's going to have too much of like a... I mean, I'm not saying it won't work, but the Washington version is probably more of a spread option playbook. And I could see that being a good fit. Like, if the Steichen stuff just doesn't work, I might try it. Like, would a spread offense, air raid style work in this game? Spread out, quick passes, maybe. I just think it could be a little too screen-oriented, which I think is not great in Madden. LaFleur got his extension. He did. I wonder how many years. Because I didn't think he was going to sign a 1 or a 2. My guess is it's going to be like a 4-year extension. I'd be very surprised if it's 1 to 2 years. I don't know if 3 could be a compromise for the two sides, but it definitely wouldn't take under 3. Oh, he missed that one. All right, I'm giving myself one shot here when I hit a good medal. So we're going to get a silver here with Freddie Lashley. That's a skill point, and it should get boosted even further. All right, let's see if I've gotten any better at this one. Hickman or Carvajal on bucket drop, guys? Yes, I did see the Bo Nix injury like 45 minutes after that was announced. I couldn't really believe that happened. As a Giants fan, I really hope John Harbaugh works out. You know, I think it was the kind of chance to take. I mean, when you think about the success they had, it was more of a... I don't know. Are there really good parallels between like Tom Coughlin and Harbaugh? I think it's just that they both coached in like the mid to late 2000s and have, you know, good track record in terms of just competent teams and everything. But I don't think like a 37-year-old coach is probably the perfect fit to go fix the Giants' mess. Sometimes a team just needs to reset with a veteran coach, but it doesn't always work out. Because I was also a fan of the Raiders signing Pete Carroll and getting Geno Smith. And they were the worst team in the league this year. And that's with Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, you know, playing a good bit. I know Bowers had some injuries. Yeah, that's what I look at it. Like, it's a floor raiser. I don't think of John Harbaugh coaching that team to 4 or 5 victories. You know, I think 7-10 would be an improvement. Just raise the floor, establish a foundation, at least feel good about your quarterback situation. I know he's hiring Todd Monken as the OC is what we're hearing. Yeah, that line, you cannot survive if you have the worst offensive line in football. And it's just, there's an imbalance with how much trench talent there is versus the offensive line talent, and it is, it's very apparent that it's been this way for a while. I think that it also has a role in why we see... You guys just feel like teams don't throw it deep anymore? Like, we always talk about the too high safeties being one of the culprits, but like, cover 2 was in vogue in the mid-2000s. I think part of it is offensive line talent, pass rushers coming out at 6'6", 250, running 4.4s. Like, it's just too dangerous to throw down the field. This is running back Cole Baldwin, everybody. Give me a block there, Dugans. So I think, like, the defensive styling has something to do with teams not being, you know, vertical these days. But I think it's just as much offensive line talent. And if you think about it, like, the Vikings are generally one of the more aggressive passing teams, but it's shifted. The aggressive passing teams are not throwing 40-yard bombs. They're throwing 12 to 15-yard passes on a more regular basis. The 20 or 15-yard dig is like the new 9 route. Verticals are now, they're just like, they're there to loosen coverage. They're not even trying to hit the vertical play unless you leave it open. I'll have to watch that. I love Brett Coleman's content. Thanks for the stream, Kane. Harbaugh did make the AFC Championship game his first year with a rookie Flacco. Giants are going to be a problem soon. I'm excited about it. I do think, You know, of the landing spots possible for Harbaugh, that's one I do. I liked the Giants as a place for him to end up. Red zone attack here. Let's go with Dom Roberts. I still think about that 99-yard bomb from Darnold to Jefferson. Yeah, how many yards was that? I don't think it was 99, but it was over 90. That was the San Francisco game last year. Glad to see you got Cordell Stewart back at Pittsburgh. Yeah, the fans here requested number 10 for our new receiver. From Slash to the Flash. I think Cordell Stewart was their quarterback when I started watching football. My first year watching was the 2000 season, where the Vikings ended up going to the NFC Championship game and losing 41-0 to the New York Giants. Cordell Stewart, I think, was their quarterback at the time. So yeah, it wasn't a great showing there by me, but all good. Tommy Maddox was next after him. I had 2 seizures yesterday. That is scary, man. I hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry to hear that. What did I miss? Not much. We're just chilling, talking ball, and we're in training camp right now. We haven't even gotten to the preseason games. We're going to get there. The goal is to get this wrapped up around kickoff of the NFL games today. So, kick back. In the next couple hours, we should be watching some fun exhibition football. We're trying out a new playbook today, beginning with the Shane Steichen offense. That'll introduce some design quarterback runs and a power-oriented ground game. I can probably just end this now. Yep. Apparently, Mike McCarthy is interviewing for the Steelers job. Thoughts? It doesn't feel like a Steelers-style move because they've usually gotten their head coaches young and had them for 20 years. I guess I wouldn't... I just kind of feel kind of indifferent about it. Wouldn't love it or hate it. Who you got winning the games today? If we can read the field numbers, the Rams in that game. And then Patriots, Texans, I'm going to take New England. I do think missing Nico today is going to be a big blow to that offense. I think they're just going to lack a little bit of an explosive element with Nico gone. And, the round game has been better than I thought it would be for the Texans, but I think today they're going to struggle to move the football. What DC do you want when Flores gets poached? I want Raheem Morris. I feel like Raheem Morris is a very good defensive coordinator. I feel like, if Flores leaves, that I don't know if he would get more head coaching opportunities, but I know he's a really good defensive coach. He could end up falling into that like Steve Spagnuolo mold where like no one really considers him a head coach anymore, but he's one of the better DCs. I feel like everybody wants Morris. Well, hopefully he has a good relationship with KOC from their time in LA. All right, trench battle. We're going to go with our third first-round pick here, Amir Lane. Do you think Robert Saleh gets hired this cycle? There are enough openings to where I'd really wonder. And I know in like some past streams, people are asking me about like Sean McDermott and if he would get fired. And I thought he would if they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. But now with how many openings there are this year, I really don't see it happening. And it doesn't seem like it's an incredible, like, there are some good candidates, but I don't think it's anything extraordinary. I'm getting myself a restart here. I can't stand this drill. That was going to be my one restart. They bump you out of bounds. Oh, man, Nick Christmas. He might not be good. Amir Lane just threw him to the ground. All right, get out of my way. Focus, don't talk during it. It's not helping! Yeah. All right. Get off! Christmas had a dominant rep this time. Can you tell he needs a little development here? Amir Lane. I can't stand this drill. And you got to do it 3 times. Going down a hallway here with all these barriers and... How come you don't block like that during a game? That was the Nick Christmas highlight. He's back for more. Get out of here. Press X to disengage? Yeah, I'm probably just using the stick too much. I think Bean gets let go before McDermott. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that he gets fired tomorrow. I think that it's a situation where like it feels like there needs to be a fall guy. And I do think that there have been some some issues in keeping that team not good. Obviously, they've been very good. But I do think, like, offensive playmaker management is going to be the thing everybody circles. Like, why is Brandon Cooks the guy making the deciding plays in the AFC Championship? He's on his 3rd team this year. You know, he has to own the Keon Coleman pick. He has to own... the timing of moving on from Diggs and everything there. Ready. 60 Bison, 60. Yeah, they got McCole Hardman and Brandon Cooks. It's like we're going to do whatever the Chiefs do here. Just give me the fastest receivers out there, and we're going to try to make it work. I get what they were trying to do with Keon Coleman, and I was excited about him, but, it's so hard. The big body receiver whose skill set doesn't rely on, like, separation and everything is, like, one of the riskiest player profiles to draft, period. Especially early, because it's so easy to get it wrong. And not even like he's been a bad receiver, but it's like... that was kind of their big swing at fixing the problem, and they weren't looking for a number 2 receiver. Hakeem Butler. Hey, the dream still lives in my heart. Yeah, when you hit, you can really hit. Oh yeah, Josh had a bad game. Like, he had to go into Superman mode because of his own, mistakes. Like, that fumble before halftime, that was like a rookie level mistake. I wasn't sure if he was trying to lateral that ball at first, but just a really sloppy play there. You can tell that he's just trying to do too much at times, and you turn the ball over that many times in a playoff game, and you can't be surprised when you go down on the road to the number 1 seed. Bills defense still needs some work, though. They're aging out. It's tough. You know, it reminds me a little bit of like the Vikings when their defense peaked in 2017 and then they weren't able to draft a lot of great... they didn't draft replacements very well, so the defense just kept getting older and older, and eventually it falls apart. They were lucky enough to have Tre'Davious White play well this season. I thought Dalton Kincaid played well, though. Like, the two big investments they've made at Playmaker for this team are Kincaid and Coleman. And this year, I kind of felt like it was finally Kincaid coming closer to those expectations. That was a sick touchdown he had yesterday. Ooh, yeah, he's too good out there. That's Dom right there. That's Dom Roberts. Give me your favorite Doms of all time here. We got Big Dom from the Eagles. We got Dominic Santiago from Gears of War. We got Dom Roberts here with us. Dominic Rogers-Cromartie. Dominic Mysterio. Okay. See, I like Dom from Gears of War. Not going to miss a single kick, okay? Hope we get that new Gears game this year. With these big games, you pretty much have to brace for the delay, so you can't get your hopes up. The only games that seem to come out on time are like JRPGs. Like they just show up. No, that was good. You didn't see anything. I don't even try to hit the target on this one. If it happens, it happens. I've been looking forward to one called Armed Fantasia, and that got delayed to oblivion. I'm sure there are exceptions. I've not heard of that one. Kane, I spent $300 in Pokemon cards this week. Help. Yeah, I've been getting back into cards myself lately. I guess I haven't done this entirely, but keep telling myself to just focus on buying up singles of stuff I like. Let me see. I got a couple new cards. Let me see if I can remember where I put them. I think they're in here. Yeah, I thought these were pretty cool cards. I don't think they're like anything special in terms of rarity or anything, but this is Justin Jefferson that I just got. Winning ticket, Justin Jefferson. I really liked this Ken Griffey Jr., so I had to get that. And this Creamsicle rookie Bucky Irving. Have I seen the new game by the guy who made Binding of Isaac? I know I've definitely seen it, but I can't really remember much about it. Send your collection to me so you aren't tempted to add to it. Problem solved. That's probably decent financial advice, if we're being honest. I've been getting singles, Mew collection. Back in the day, I had the Ancient Mew. I really wish I still had that card. That's probably the one I wish I still had around. I'm usually terrible at this drill. I don't always medal. This is like my best start. Because touchbacks are, they kill you here, like minus 250. I have Ancient Mew. That's a sick card. I do have a pretty cool Pokemon card, though. I showed it off in a stream the other week. I bought my first packs in years. I know how hard it is to find, and I don't really seek them out. But I happened to be at Walmart, I think right on a restock day, because there was just boosters, tins, boxes. There was so much stuff. And I bought a few packs. I didn't go crazy or anything. But I pulled one of the chase cards in the Phantasmal Flames set here. This is the gold Mega Charizard XEX. I don't know what any of that stuff means, but I have a cooler Charizard than I ever had as a kid. So I'll take that. I think total investment that day, I think I spent like 40 bucks on cards. It was the first packs I bought in years. So, probably bad that it happened, because now I'll be expecting it, you know. Never be able to recreate that moment. But it's on display now. All right, that's all our drills. Why is the AI chat summary saying you guys are talking about Dominic Mysterio? Actually, that's correct, because we were talking about the best Doms. Favorite Doms of all time. We're about to get into a game, but first we have to see who is looking for a chance to start. This has devolved into a Pokemon Anonymous therapy session.
Challenge has been made for a top spot on the depth chart. Competition breeds success, but coaches will decide how far the competition goes.
What? What? Nathan McKee? What do I even say? That's our kicker. What do I even say? He wants to be quarterback. Those were quarterback stats. What do you mean? This guy's like Zach Greinke. You ever hear the stories of Zach Greinke, like, he wanted to switch from pitcher to shortstop in like the middle of his MLB career? Who does this guy think he is? My depth chart shouldn't be... I reset the depth chart. Or I rebuilt it. Nathan McKee wants his chance at quarterback. I have seen it all, everybody. This is my depth chart. Like, what makes him think he's any better than Roger Scioli at playing quarterback? Future series idea. I turned a kicker into a franchise quarterback. That'll be my next main channel experiment series. All right, we're breaking out a new playbook today. No customs. No customs. We're going Shane Steichen. We'll see how it goes. Someone had recommended Arizona's. But right now, this is the one I wanted to roll with. I think it fits our running scheme, and it should fit our quarterback. Got some upgrades, and then we'll get rolling here with today's action. Do I use EA College Football 26 ratings to fix the draft class downloads? No. I just use the classes in-game. He wants to enter his George Blanda era. That's maybe the best explanation for this. He really loved watching the George Blanda highlights. If you ever look at George Blanda's stats, dude had some insane stat lines. George Blanda, who was a quarterback and kicker with the Raiders back in the day, and the Bears, a lot of teams, man, 50s, 60s, and 70s. He has a 42 interception season, and he went to the Pro Bowl and was named second team All-Pro that year with 42 interceptions. The league was different. It's interesting to learn about, different eras of history within the game because it's just completely foreign. A trio of upgrades here for Joaquin Castro. They were just chucking it up back in the day. I mean, Fran Tarkington's numbers. He's, one of the greatest quarterbacks of that era. Went to 4 Super Bowls, or went to 3. I think Vikings had a different quarterback in the first one. But, Fran Tarkington in his career had 342 touchdowns and 266 interceptions. And that was just kind of normal. Teams are just turning it over constantly. Let's save Lashley for last. Imagine Vinatieri going to Belichick and saying this. I can actually imagine Gronk saying that. Yeah, I thought it was Joe Cap the first time around. Minnesota Vikings have 4 Super Bowl appearances. They only broke double-digit points in one of them, and none of those Super Bowls were a one-score defeat. They scored, I think, 5 touchdowns in 4 games, and one of those was on a blocked punt. Oh, yeah, quarterbacks wouldn't make it with numbers like that. Would have been crazy, though, to go back in the day and just have, Fran Tarkington's best known for kind of being the first scrambling quarterback. And some of the highlights are ridiculous with how far back he was behind the line of scrimmage and everything. Oh, yeah. Quarterbacks today would get annihilated back in the day. Like, the play styles of guys like Jackson Dart and J.J. McCarthy, they wouldn't make it long. If you're going to play that way, you better put on 40, 50 pounds. Wouldn't flash at QB2 mean more preseason reps? We're going to be watching these games, so we're going to be in control of it. But because now, without the 4th preseason game, I think QB1, it's like a 60-40 split in favor of QB1 this way if you just don't touch it. Stay on task. I mean, people, young people today, they don't remember Jacked Up on ESPN. All right, guys, how are we developing Lashley here? His first 3 upgrades. This is a very crucial spot here. We do need to get some under pressure better, some accuracy. What archetype do you think is best? These top ones? Field general? Let's start there just for accuracy, but I think we want his lead archetype to stay improviser. Okay, he just gets throw deep. Let's go improviser. 66 carrying on a scrambling quarterback. I'm not sure if that is lower than most quarterbacks or not. Definitely doesn't sound great. And there is some medium and short accuracy. So as he takes the field for the first time as a 75, accuracy needs a lot of work, but let's see where this all goes for him. It's finally time to play some football today. Shane Steichen offense. And the Freddie Lashley era is about to begin. What's our QB room looking like? So we have a rookie quarterback who is really good scrambler and running quarterback. Our backup is Nick Carvajal, who got to play 1 game last year, his first game in 3 years, and he got hurt. He also has pretty decent speed and scrambling, so I think he'll be, a good backup within this scheme. There is one guy, if he comes available, I'd like to sign. That's Marco Temple, who is one of the only mentors available. Let's play some football now. We are going to send out our defense first and then get a look at Freddie Lashley as we go through the 3 preseason games today. Arizona is not on the schedule this year. We play the NFC South. All right, let's see our defense first. Don't forget McKee. QB6 needs some drives. I'm sure he'll get the perfect number of reps here in this preseason. Is McLeod kind of like Jay Cutler in the sense where he's good, he's really good, but when he's bad, it's terrible? Yeah, maybe something like that. The highs can be pretty high. The lows can be pretty low. In general, whoa! Nate batting down the field. That was sick. But he hasn't been like a big turnover guy for most of his career. It's usually like the ones he does end up having end up being backbreakers. Should keep an eye on Fields in Green Bay. He's 3rd on the depth chart. Fill me in on Fields here. Joe Mario Fields, just to see if he plays. That's who they drafted, right? First, second round. I did think about the Rams playbook, but it is a little too pass heavy for what I think will play well in this game for our team. Here's an inside give and a really good drive being put together by the LA Rams, who still have Sean McVay as their coach. Is that a receiver in number 25? It sure is. Oh, Josh Phelps on that hit. Oh, do we get the... Oh, that means we get the Saints this year. Which means we could see a reunion against like Joey Riddick, Bo Hayes. 3rd down Rams. Looking for the end zone. And an opening drive touchdown. Not too difficult there. Ben Osgood to the end zone. I did multiple power run as the scheme in my rebuild and was a dynasty in 3 to 4 years. I've never really looked at the base playbooks like that. I think now that I have Lashley, like, I want to make sure we can utilize his mobility, so I don't know about that entirely. I did think about the Baltimore playbook, but I do think that Indy is kind of more my lean right now. Here we go. The Flash takes the field, and let the fun begin, everybody. Freddie Lashley, first-round pick, selected 14th overall after a trade-up. Lashley starts spreading out the defense. We're going to get right to the passing. And he's forced to throw it away. Looked like pretty good coverage across the board.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Got some new receivers to talk about as Sean Mickens takes the handoff, and he gets just a few. So at receiver, we're going to have Clay McDonald top of the screen. Next to him is Dom Roberts, who's in the slot. Lashley, he's going to throw to the outside, and that is perhaps caught. It was. Felt pressure on both of those pass attempts. And a 3 and out.
Fair catch. Signal for.
All right, let's get back to our offense then. That wasn't much of a look. Rams moving the ball quite well. And now we're already getting to the, I simmed the next pass for Lashley. It's intercepted, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter, which we're going to play him with the 2s this game. All right, so he needs the reps, but we already got to get some backups out there. So we're going to have Julius Riley. Let's get Dom Roberts. You know, he's a rookie. Julius Riley. Let's get Whitaker up there with Peralta. Curtis Moss. I got backup offensive linemen. I have one at each spot. Amir Lane's going to be out there with Mike Atkins. The rookie D tackles will be out there. Zay Bartell, Joaquin Castro, Nolan Lindholm, y'all's favorite player. And then Cole Baldwin's going to get a lot of the carries here. Lance Foster. And I want to continue to get Dom Roberts some opportunities. Castro's going to play along with Zay Bartell here in this first matchup. All right, Freddie Lashley still in the game. Has a preseason interception. Let's see how this goes. He's going to keep it here, and there goes the Flash taking off. Up the numbers, and a gain of 19. So that's something entirely new. Read option is part of the offense. Maybe a good way to get him going as Lashley dumps it. There's his teammate from Washington, Dom Roberts, for 6. We know from his traits that he's going to, his feet are going to be moving a lot. And we want to see him, escape pressure and make some plays when there's nothing there. We'll see about the read option stuff. I haven't really had much experience keeping it in these franchises like this. 3rd down and 8. And yeah, already a ton of sacks. And I can't really explain why it's It's like this when it's not the same for the CPU. I haven't touched the traits. It's just what they're drafted with, unless there's something that's completely bugged, but I don't have any changes coming. We are getting destroyed. Let's see him in a 2-minute drill. I'd be more convinced that, like, slow sim was bugged here if it were affecting the CPU, but it's just I've done this for so many years and I've not seen anything quite like this year. There's a good throw to Dom Roberts. Second catch. Yeah, I did pick up a left tackle in the trade with Marquise McLeod, but he's not on the field right now because these are backup offensive linemen now, so it shouldn't look great, although I think our backups are at least capable on paper. I know the Nick Christmas extension didn't make a lot of sense. It's just he's a young superstar tackle, and I don't see, like, if I can't make it work with him, what does it take? Third down and 11. Lashley. He's not helping himself out whatsoever here. Just moving. He has a pocket this time. We'll watch some defense, too. Just kind of focused mainly on the offense right now. Any thoughts on the Arenado trade to Arizona? Yeah, that came out of left field. Or I guess third base. I think it's, you know, a fun move for Arizona. I still like Arenado. You know, I picked the Cardinals as my franchise team a couple years ago because I thought that they were kind of entering a bit of a retooling of that roster. Lashley. Just kind of liked it. Gotta get the ball out. Is the MLB headed to a lockout? I would think almost assuredly after this year. Got that out, and a pretty good pickup here to the 49, and that is Cole Baldwin, the rookie running back. All right, good sneak there for Lashley. Now a fake. And a high throw, and there is nothing but green ahead of Curtis Moss. This is a pretty rough preseason debut here for the Flash. Now he finds him when he's blanketed. 3rd and 8, and this is our look? I don't know about this. Is Mickens gone? It's preseason, and he's just not in the game right now. Mickens is still here. Go make a play. You should make Dom 4, so the connection is 10-4. Ooh. Now there is an idea. Thank you for the super chat. Nice catch by Bryce Whitaker as Lashley's up to 50 yards in his debut.
Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Give him time. Open. And that is Julius Riley, newly signed. That was cleaner.
Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Giving this one to the running back. It is Baldwin to the 5. Let's see him get that touchdown as Lance Foster checks in at running back. We're throwing, and Lashley is brought down. So he's not been able to escape much of this pressure.
10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Long 3rd down. Had to get it out. Roberts, he just saved it.
15 yards on the play. And the Steelers
All right, another chance.
first and goal at the 1-yard
He throws it to Bryce Whitaker on the RPO, and that is a touchdown. Okay. We'll take that. That was better. And then he got the 2 to Roberts. You guys want to see a little defense? Y'all seem to think he needs a sleeve. Maybe that's the missing element here. Rams have it now. So if you're looking for Joaquin Castro, he's right in the center of the defense right now, number 50. I don't have my telestrator on this streaming software. I don't have it for doing stuff live, only when I'm recording.
17 yards. That's good for a Rams first down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
Got pressure. There we go. And that's the rookie. That's Connor Brooks, drafted as a more undersized finesse rusher. I had a lot of information on D tackles and drafted 2 of them. Brooks back for more. That's back-to-back. Amir Lane might have also gotten in the mix. Third and 23. He launches it deep downfield. Played the receiver the whole way, and the play is made. That's Ben Andrews, 6'3" cornerback. All right, let's see if Lashley can put together another good drive. And there are some mismatches out there with like Jared Verse being in the game against these backup linemen. That's why I prefer to just see the starters offensively, because the CPU doesn't sub all their defensive guys. The depth chart gets all screwed up. Really good run here for Cole Baldwin.
That's good for a Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard
Faking a throw, getting Roberts another touch. 5 catches now, and he's looking pretty good against a bunch of backup secondary players.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now fakes to Baldwin and puts it high, incomplete.
Forced to the ground and incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
On the carry here, Baldwin with the second effort gets 5.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up
He's rolling. This is the thing I'm concerned about, is like sometimes his mobility is getting him into trouble and not out of it.
it's 4th down.
Let's get this game into the 4th quarter. We'll simulate a little bit, see if this drive gets put into scoring range. 47-yard touchdown there to Dom Roberts. We'll take that. All right. Trying to put together a little preseason comeback, huh? It was 24-0, was it? I don't have Marco Temple. If he becomes available, I might sign him. Our backup is Carvajal. I miss Anton Greenberry. You know, with this series, I do too. All right, so that's a big play we just gave up. Rams have a good chance now to make it a 2-score game again. It's kind of fun, though, when you're evaluating an offense and you're watching them try to pull off comebacks in the preseason.
Complete to number 19. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Steelers'
Yeah, we'll double check his traits. There's one I know I don't like. I think it was double back, where they just are hesitant to pass the line of scrimmage when they're moving. Sacked again! Out of field goal range. Connor Brooks. So they get nothing here. They're getting nothing. Connor Brooks looking really good. I think he was a 4th rounder or 5th rounder. Been here since the jackhammer days. Appreciate you, Kane. Thank you, Lightning. That is a very long time to be watching these videos. Thank you. All right. Running inside, and here we go with Baldwin across the 20. 6 for 55. Trying to get him some development so one day he can contribute. And he's looking all right there. There's only one trait that I think I want to possibly look at. It's just the double back. Because if you remember from earlier in the series, we'd see like McLeod sprint up to the line of scrimmage, like he's going to scramble, and then stop, and then get sacked. I consider that to be a bugged trait. Dumped out on the outside. That's Caleb Johnson. He's back. So, you know, we talk about, like, who was that last player left from the initial roster, and it was Derek Harmon, but I brought back a player who was on that roster. Overthrown. And we're going to see some misses. He is a developing rookie quarterback in his first preseason game who had 2nd to 3rd round talent. Here's a big one here. 3rd and 7. Lashley to the air. Launches. He's got him in the bucket. It is caught by Ethan Peralta. Man, this did not start great, but he's coming back making some plays. Keeper. Lashley dashing inside the 20. Been here since the Minnesota Gopher days. Love the channel as always. Oh, up the middle to the end zone. Cole Baldwin. The rookies getting showcased here in the first game have completed the comeback. Appreciate that, Heat fan. Let's hope that Lashley's the answer. You know, this is a bit of a reboot here on the rebuild. And it's fun seeing these rookies, you know, pull something like this off. Let's see now if they can protect it. We've come all the way back. It was looking pretty bleak there for a while. Baldwin looks really fun. A fake and a throw. That almost got picked. That was really good coverage by Jaron Reedy. Veteran pickup in the secondary, number 23. A fake from McCord. Oh, boy. So what we are seeing is that they're dealing with about as much pressure as we were, and I actually have backups out there. 3rd and 10. Got through. Don't let him get that. Cole might need some touches in the regular season. Yeah, right now I think he'd be halfback 3 behind Caleb Johnson. But he's playing like a guy that has starting upside. So let's continue here. Now we're trying to protect the lead. Lashley only getting 1. Would I ever convert Scioli to place kicker? His power and accuracy are much better. Tough throw there. Probably finds you another 20 points over the course of a season. Ooh, Nice job. I think he actually went through his progressions there. To answer your question, I would say that I haven't really considered changing those guys. But it is an interesting idea when he's got that kick power. So remember, like, he had that one trait description that said that if he didn't get his first read, that he was often going to scramble. But if you just see where his head's at here, he actually does get to his check down and the first down with it. So, you know, little things like that is kind of what we're looking for here. Alexander, I appreciate that super chat. Thank you. Got a pretty good crowd here for Sunday early afternoon. We started here in the morning. And got about an hour until the NFL games kick off. So we got more preseason action to cover. As Lashley fires outside the numbers. So, like most quarterbacks, when he's under heavy pressure, it gets ugly. But now with a little bit of time, some good things are happening. He turns off the fake and does get sacked. So we'll have to see if any of this good stuff carries into game 2, because that's what the starters play the whole first half. Lashley, second down and 18. Just dumps it off. Probably a good call. And he only had like 50 yards passing in like the first half. So huge second half. Let this hit the warning. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, he's going deep. Wants it all. Overthrown. Dom Roberts. Kicking time. Nathan McKee. All right, 56 yards. The kick is up. It is no good. He has focused too much on throwing the football. He hasn't been practicing his kicks. So we only lead by 1. And the Rams are so close to field goal range. Why is our QB1 out there kicking? Oh, man. McCord taken off. Absorbed that hit as good as he could. Our live streams replacing edited videos in this series? Not at all. This is more of like just a fun event. These streams are, you know, it's because of where the series is at. I thought this was a great off season to go live, considering we're trading McLeod. We had all the picks. And I wanted to get through this preseason anyway. And when I want to focus a lot on preseason, I'm always going to stream it. But this will be turned into a video, and Season 10 will return to regular videos as you're used to. Our franchise quarterback missing field goals. Yep, the list getting longer for things going wrong in this series. Thank you, Kill, for the super chat. Get these guys off the field. Cut 68. Was that like a guard? Kane streams are like when you go to school and have a pizza party instead of class that day. I wish this was a pizza party, guys. I want a pizza right now. 3rd and 10. Down he goes! Matt Lawson. I don't know if the game was going to do it here. I wanted to call timeout, because I didn't trust them, and we lost some time anyway. I missed the trade, but where is McLeod and the return? We sent him to Arizona, and the return was a really good left tackle that replaces, Christmas on the left side. 50-yard try. The kick is no good!
score, Steelers 25.
And we got a future second-round pick and a third-round pick in the deal. And Freddie Lashley has done it. It is a comeback for the Steelers as they win the first preseason game. That was wild. 2 missed field goals end this game. That's peak preseason football right there. So the Rams led this game at the half 24-0 and lost 25-24. All in all, Lashley 20 for 30, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. But I want to see now with him, with the starters against the starting defense, what that looks like. Because he only got 1 drive of that in this game. The rest was with the backups. Cole Baldwin looked really good. Lashley had 42 yards rushing. Dom Roberts went off for over 100. Let's see. 68 you guys want gone. Arnold Gothard. I drafted him, and he might not have had a very good day. Connor Brooks was outstanding. One down, 2 to go. The traits you don't want are eyes up, double back, and happy feet. I thought happy feet was the one that makes him always moving. Double back's the one that I think is a problem, primarily. So here are the traits. Quick clock, look for stars, happy feet, eyes up, and double back. Was it double back or eyes up? Maybe it's eyes up I don't like. Both are really bad. I don't think I'd ever turned happy feet off for anybody in the past. I did make note of it because it meant they wouldn't be like statues and they would keep their feet moving a lot. Looking for good wear and tear sliders for CFB 26. Any recommendations? It's really tough, Cody. I thought I was onto something with mine, but I have not been able to find a good balance for the simmed games and then the recovery and everything. It's a tricky deal, and I don't have a solution, unfortunately. I'm still looking and testing out different things, but I don't have one I love. Happy feet almost makes them have to set their feet and change direction to leave the pocket. See, in general, I want to leave traits B because it's like, the player personality. What makes this slow sim series what it is. When players, you have to look at more details than just like speed, throw power, and accuracy. But when there are traits that I view as more bugged than anything, then it changes things. It's tricky this year for sure. I'll show you McLeod's because this is what we've been used to for ages. Risk taker, cannon, setup time, panic button, steering clear, and cover ball. And I know I had taken off one, I think. I just can't remember now which one it was. I didn't know if... Oh, if C4 has some, yeah, take a look. Yeah, Matt 10's wear and tear stuff would be an older version of mine that probably is outdated. You took off happy feet, you took off eyes up. It was eyes up. All right. Let me do eyes up. Because that sounds about right. Or do I have to do it from this menu? Can I do it from the trait menu? All right. Let the rest go. And I can also look at the other quarterbacks around the league and remove the same one for them. Let's advance. We get the Saints next. We're going to see Joey Riddick, guys. Give him a neck roll. He's a quarterback from the 40s. Continuing a storyline, guys. We're in the film room. Preseason week 2. Waiting. We were looking for a lot more from you that game, Nathan. Still got a lot of growth needed, but you have the time to grow. Keep your head up and keep grinding. As a kicker, I know I'm better than how I played out there, Coach. I'll keep on it. Next time we review my film, it'll really show what I'm capable of. Do we give him a couple passes in the preseason just to humor him? Rookie OTAs doesn't pop up every year. We're on the practice field.
A new rookie class has joined the team. There are a lot of hopes for this group, and one player was drafted to make an immediate impact in the lineup.
This could be anybody. That's Flash! Welcome to your new home, Freddie. We have big plans for you. Thanks, Coach. It's an honor to be part of this organization. I'm looking forward to the opportunity and potentially being the leader of this offense. Focus on development or get up to speed quick. Obviously, he needs to develop a lot. Let's focus on development. It might not be great in Season 1. It might take him a while to develop some of the skills that we're looking for. But we just won 6 games last year, and I think that even if he needs time, that we could still find a way to end up with 6 more. Yeah, cool under pressure, get out of here. Let's put a field general on this game, though, because this is our platinum ability for improving accuracy. Let's try that on for a game with improved pass blocking, which I can no longer upgrade this one. It just won't let me buy it anymore. We got any good food spreads here for the playoff games today, guys? Someone's got to be out there smoking some ribs right now or something. That sounds pretty good right now. Watching the stream while smoking some ribs, waiting for the playoff games to start. I almost wish I was doing that. I have Lashley on here twice. Is that possible? Chicken enchiladas. I love enchiladas so much. Found a pizza place in Phoenix that tastes just like New York. It's glorious. I'm getting it today. That's awesome. There's some really good New York pizza around me too. DiGiorno. I've knocked a few of those out in my day. What's your go-to frozen pizza, guys? I've seen like the whole spectrum. It was a core part of my diet growing up, man. Tombstone, Red Baron. I love a good Tombstone, man. I got love for a lot of frozen pizza out there. I mean, my body was like 35% frozen pizza in my teenage years. Vaughn's store brand thin crust. Must be a regional chain. I'm not familiar with Vaughn's. Freshetta. I don't think I've had that one. I've definitely seen it. Hunt Bros Forever. Do they do frozen? I know like they advertise like at gas stations. They have like the hot and ready stuff there. Doesn't focus on development, raises development. I'm not actually sure if it does, but that would be nice if it did. Checking our schedule quick because I wanted to see, you know, who we can look forward to facing eventually. We could see Chris Leonard this year and then Joey Riddick in like back-to-back weeks here in this time period. And then I think Evan Lynch ended up on the Buccaneers. So like this trio here is going to be pretty crazy. I think we're ready for game 2. Let's get a move on. Don't forget 68. We can try out a different tackle. I have another option. Kane, I'm predicting a Rams-Patriots Super Bowl with the Rams winning. Thoughts? I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Vaughn's is owned by Albertsons and Safeway. 2 other places I've never been to. I'm not even sure I've seen them in person. Albertsons was referenced in the 2nd episode of Psych. That's about all I got. The Spelling Bee episode. Just buy Tony's frozen and build our own pizza on top of it. I haven't had a Tony's in so long. Back when I would, the grocery store near us when I was growing up, they'd often do sales on Jack's pizzas. We would get 10 for $10, and we'd go multiple times in a week. We had a second freezer. It would just have like 30 Jack's pizzas in there at all times. Real ball knowers eat lots of matzah. Repping the Midwest, I see. Yeah, lots of matzah's good. It does have a lot of cheese. They do live up to their name. They make you pay for it because it wasn't cheap back in the day. I can only imagine what it is today. At least $10 a pizza. Down he goes. Tyron Ridley was the 2nd most sacked quarterback in our franchise last year, and that's Andrew McElroy introducing him to the turf. 3rd and 20. Oh, breaking on that pass is Rakeem Kemp. Good start. Do I miss the Midwest? I miss parts of it for sure. I mean, I definitely liked living there. It's just I couldn't handle the winters anymore. I've seen the Heggies, but I don't think I ever had it. Like, I always shied away from, like, the more premium frozen pizzas. Like, I never wanted to spend, like, $8 on a frozen pizza or more. All right. Sean Mickens gets us started. The starting offense is here with Freddie Lashley. He's got good field position here. Motor City Pizza. That is a good one. Yes, I've had that one. That's the Detroit style. Detroit style is a very underrated pizza style. It's a little weird because they put like the sauce on top, but it works. It works really well. 3rd down and 3, near side, throwing to Bud Cage. That's nice. Yep, Costco sells them. If Costco sells it, I'll pretty much try anything they sell. It's like a stamp of approval for me. Dumped, but good coverage that time for Clay McDonald. That's Bo Hayes, guys. Number 2 is Bo Hayes, who was our top cornerback for like 5 years. Get out of there, Lashley. I do think like this is the concern. We could see some sacks deeper behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 18. He's going to let it fly. Deep downfield. Open behind Hayes. Can't keep up with Clay McDonald. McDonald's one of the fastest receivers in the franchise. Lashley just hit him perfectly at the 1. Lashley Touchdown. I would like to sign a mentor, but the only one I could find was on a roster, and I'm waiting for him to hopefully get cut. Kroger Premium Select is good. I don't think I've ever been into a Kroger either. I live in Texas, so I pretty much go to H-E-B for most of my groceries, and I like Costco. I'm a big fan, though, of Trader Joe's. I think Trader Joe's stuff is really good. I'll get a Freshetta next time. I've seen Freshetta dropped here, name dropped a couple times. I'm going to try one. Halfback rotation. Do y'all want to see? Let's get Cole Baldwin in there with the starters. See if he looks the part. Because we don't really need to see Mickens or Caleb Johnson. Those guys are well-established players. It's like $11 a pie. I'll splurge off of y'all's recommendation. I trust you guys. You know that? To the inside, Baldwin! And he's still going! Off to the races, an 80-yard rushing touchdown. Oh, let's go. I love this guy. That was awesome. This is shades of Nick Johnson earlier in the series. No. Oh, my God. I would hang this poster on my wall. Oh, man. What Rush ever do to you, man? So a big reason why I wanted to try this playbook out was because I thought the run scheme was exactly what I was looking for. When they get Marv? I want to see defense here when they get into plus territory. They gave away Alvin Kamara's number that quick, huh? It'd be nice if there was some logic in the game. You know, for sure, retired numbers. But, like, there should also be numbers with a bit of a tag. Yeah, that is Taylor Black. He's one of the fastest, explosive running backs in the franchise. And, yeah, I don't think you want to cover him downfield. I believe that was Taylor Black. I think he has a single-digit number. Hard-hitting action here, guys.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Bernal getting in there, wrestling him to the ground. Perpetual annoyance, having to fix the random QB3 Seattle slaps with 12. Back of the end zone. Incomplete, apparently. Going for it. 4th and goal. Ridley fires and it's picked off. In the end zone, Kemp gets the last laugh. Let's go. If I were in control of Ridley there, it would have been the same result. I would have felt pretty good going back of the end zone there. What's the playbook? Shane Steichen, Indianapolis. So it is a playbook that's kind of designed around Anthony Richardson. So it has some design quarterback runs, but it's also designed around Jonathan Taylor with a lot of just no-nonsense north-south runs. You know, there might still be some things I have to tweak about it, like removing screens or just filling in some gaps, but I wanted a new playbook to start things fresh with the new quarterback. Lashley forced to throw it away again. better sequence there for New Orleans. But I'm enjoying watching Lashley right now a lot. Screens aren't it in this game unless you're in, like, they're really good if you are actually playing, but they're awful in slow sim. They're very boom or bust in slow sim. Over the middle. That's one guy we haven't seen nearly enough. But that is Antoine Westbrook. Here's Baldwin again. Give him a crease. Very, very explosive looking. That's an inside give for Baldwin, creating some space. 2 rushes for 97. Yes, he had an 80-yard touchdown. And he looks extremely fast. He has good speed, solid acceleration. I think Sean Mickens is rotating in here. Baldwin needs a break. Lashley settles it underneath. Second down and 7. Getting that ball out to Dom. Happy Feet's got to go. We could try third game without Happy Feet, and if I want to take it off, I'll take it off for every quarterback. That would be the trait rule. If I take it off for one, I take it off for all. 1st and 10. Oh, what a throw to Cage. He's down to the 1. Freddie Lashley with a laser beam on that throw. Yep, Dom Roberts is playing. Baldwin. Not quite. Cole Baldwin to the end zone. He is exceeding expectations, man. This is... one of the funnest things about doing these preseason streams is getting a chance to actually see these players play more instead of just evaluating the stats. When we have big off seasons, I like to stream the preseason, especially after the whole Chuck Johnson experience in the Jags franchise. That was, you know, streaming that preseason, seeing Chuck Johnson and me flipping the quarterback move. You know, that defined the entire series. If I didn't go live that day, like, what's the domino effect? Yep, this is a Jonathan Taylor offensive scheme, and I want us to be a team that relies a lot on running the ball. I think it's good for Madden 26. Remember, Kane, you didn't want Baldwin. We had to convince you to stay away from the DNF injury guys. I wanted Thad Hammond, and he went too early. But we found a backup plan. Josh Phelps, man. That off-season I did, by the way, it's not the first time I've ever done an off-season live. I went back to see when the last time I did it was. It was in the Texans franchise, which was a series where I struggled for years to get over the proverbial hump with that team. Now, they were more like the Buffalo Bills, where it's like they go to the playoffs all the time. They just can't get there. They can't get to the Super Bowl. That series was very different. But both series have felt stuck in different ways. I wanted that 6'9", 4'5" speed receiver. Yeah, that would have been fun. Baldwin again. But you got to credit the offensive line too. These are some pretty nasty running lanes he's getting. I mean, look at the blocking, guys. Westbrook out in front, and Baldwin is across the 50. 41 yards, Cole Baldwin. Caleb Johnson has to check into the game now. Is your Snowhawks roster downloadable? I don't have a way of exporting a roster, or I'd love to do that. Unfortunately, I do not have that. By the way, Snowhawks video coming tomorrow, if I didn't say that already. 3rd and inches. Get it out there for Baldwin. Oh, what a move in the open field. Yesterday there was no video, but I was grinding. Snowhawks Part 2 tomorrow on the main channel. First down. Lashley! Touchdown! Bud Cage. Who is their X Factor D tackle? He has been silenced. Oh, that would be their number 1 pick from earlier in the series. That would be Clay Wilcox. We have watched a lot of gameplay here in the first half, and our offense has put on an incredible show. And this is a lopsided game. Clay Wilcox has 3 tackles, no TFLs. They have a few TFLs on the day. 1 sack, no interceptions. This is our last chance to see Joey Riddick until week 11. A minute on the clock, and they're just desperately dumping it off to the outside.
And the Saints, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Nice pass to the outside. Saints getting in position. Sadly off to work, but love the stream. Go Steelers. Thank you, Heat fan. And if you missed anything and want to watch it later, the stream will be available as a VOD. And then I'll be taking a lot from that off-season stream and this one, combining them into a video that launches us into year 10, the Freddie Lashley era. And we're off to the races from there. Ridley. Ho-ho! I think you got to leave Happy Feet. I'm undecided right now. I'm happy watching this game, though. I don't know what number Riddick wears with them. Is it 87? Yeah, it is 87. I remember because I'm like, oh, he has Joe Horn's number. I think Joe Horn wore 87. Am I wrong? Barber! Giving him a haircut at the 29. How'd the first game go? Well, it was pretty bleak. Not going to lie. At halftime, it was 24-0. And with Freddie Lashley's help, we won the game 25-24. All we have to do is not blow a 28-3 lead, guys. You can't be that worried, right? Is there any way to check the clip? Arkansas State series, last play before the Hail Mary throw. Oh, was Akeem Madden open on that? Last play before the Hail Mary throw. Look at Akeem Madden. I'm not sure I can show you guys my screen as easily. Welcome, Akeem Madden before that Hail Mary. Let's see. I threw a screen. And then I had one more play. What was that play? Yeah, I probably could have thrown that one deep. Yeah, Akeem Madden's the tight end in that series. Yeah, I probably could have tested that safety and put it over the top. All right, we're on to the second half, and I think I would actually like the chance to see Carvajal play, just to have another quarterback performing in this offense and just what it looks like. Uh-oh. It's not letting me back out of Super Sim now. Carvajal dumps it off to Sterling Peterson. I don't think I can back out. Oh, it let me. Sometimes it does that. Halftime is a tricky spot to get around. You guys want to see more of the Coltrane? And you guys are not a fan of 68. That's Arnold Gothard. You're more of a Josh Quintana guy. We're going to get Nolan Lindholm in the game. I'm going to make sure he's out there in our sub packages. How's that sound? Slot receiver this time. We'll throw Ethan Peralta out there. Atkins and Lane. Give me Lawson and Brooks. Actually, I want that to be Bragg. And then I want Castro and Lindholm out there, the two rookie linebackers. Yeah, just throw Tim Wall in the slot. All right, so this is going to be a look at Nick Carvajal, who has played one game in his NFL career. It was a blizzard, and he got hurt. So there's nothing to evaluate from this guy until right now. He goes down. Please don't get hurt again. But hard count. McKee, give me the... Let's not blow the 28-3 lead yet. Carvajal hands to Baldwin. 3rd and 4. We run it. Dude just never gets a chance to throw. And now for the first time all day, we can't run the ball. I suppose if I'm going to throw McKee in there at some point, it shouldn't be at the very, very end, or it's just going to be watching his handoff animation. All we're doing here is running the ball, by the way. Running inside. Baldwin straight ahead. I think he's around 200 yards in this game. You got Pats or Texans? I like New England today. Is that our first game of the day? 3rd and 6. Up top, Carvajal! Underthrown! Incomplete for Whitaker.
Fair catch, signaled for and taken. The Saints
All right, you guys want to see your favorite players on defense?
at their own 15-yard line.
Trying to remember. Oh, yeah, Lindholm wears 99. You can't miss him. A linebacker wearing 99.
2nd and 10.
I think he's top of the screen. Looks like he's almost a cornerback here.
The quarterback keeps it. That's a gain of 8.
Yeah, I might end up having this stream overlap with the start of the Texans-Patriots game, but that's all right. We'll be close. Nice stop. Joaquin Castro. That was sick.
He was taken down behind the line of
You want a shot?
scrimmage. A loss of
And give me... We're going to have a chance to return this punt now. I want to make sure I got Julius Riley back there.
yard. It's 4th down.
All right. Julius Riley back deep. Riley on the return. Not bad. And he's getting an opportunity. Oh, I thought I was going to see McKee here getting like a pep talk. There he is. There he is. McKee taking the field. You wanted a chance? You go under the center. Nathan McKee. Back to pass. Oh no! He's scrambling! 6-yard gain. If McKee leads us to a field goal, is he QB3? If he leads us to a field goal and he has to kick it, that's kind of sweet, you know. That's kind of cool. I hope we get into field goal range. It's going to take a conversion here.
On the option. He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings
47? Yes, because he probably throws the ball like a 47-year-old man. He's in the shotgun. Nathan McKee. Oh, he's sacked. Maybe we give him one more. I think our lead's safe. Get an interception, guys. Give him a short field. Lindholm got a pass breakup just now. Nolan Lindholm. Third down and 8. Woo! Pass rush not getting through nearly as easily.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Up the middle. Oh, that was nice.
16. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
95.
It's 7 yard. Brings up second
That's not even on my depth chart next to me.
35-yard line.
So I'm not even sure exactly who that was. Good coverage.
The second down.
Good coverage there.
Incomplete from the contact. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Fun team to watch, guys. Starters and backups. Come on, guys. Get off the field. This is year 10.
Yards on the play. That's good for a Saints first down.
There we go. Lindholm. He might get a third of a tackle on that play.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Back to pass. Under pressure. What a throw. What a throw. Is there a market for a football version of Out of the Park for baseball or Football Manager for soccer? I think so. I don't know how big the market would be, but, you know, the room full of people right now probably is, you know, prime demographic for it. We would be the target audience. I enjoy, you know, handling the roster, being the GM. I've done my best to turn these types of series into kind of that experience. It's just there's not nearly enough depth to truly replicate like out of the park baseball or football manager or even head coach, honestly. Baldwin. Oh, he made a move into field goal range. This guy is unbelievable. Thank you, Frenchie, for the super chat in the form of Canadian currency.
A gain of 27 on the play. First down, Pittsburgh.
McKee. Throw it. Come on, McKee. Are you a quarterback or a running back? I haven't seen you throw the ball once. Oh! He's still going, Baldwin! Unbelievable game, man. This is a legendary performance. Ball at the 1. Nathan McKee trying to lead us to a touchdown. If our kicker gets hurt doing this, though, it might fit the series, actually. Throw it. Throw it. Lost to 3. He has negative passing yards. They gave him a gimme. Third and goal from the 9. Nathan McKee sacked. But how many quarterbacks can peel themselves up off the turf and go kick the field goal? Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. They ain't never done that. If you're wondering why we were doing this with our kicker in the game, it's because our scenario this year, for every year you have a player who wants to go up the depth chart and is asking you for a chance. And this year it happened to be Nathan McKee. And he was not talking about being a starting kicker. He already is. He was talking about being the quarterback of this team. So we gave him a handful of plays here in preseason game 2. He will leave with negative passing yards. But Cole Baldwin carried him down the field and let him kick a field goal. Kane Baldwin is Perry Cummings 2.0 for real. I didn't even have to move him to a new position. That's one of the most unbelievable performances I've seen from a player in preseason. Outstanding game for Freddie Lashley. 276 yards, 2 touchdowns for Cole Baldwin. He nearly broke the single game record. He had 4 20-plus yard runs. And shout out to our offensive line. Have they played a better game in this series, like, period? That was just one of the best games of Pittsburgh Steelers franchise we've seen in a long time. Is this streaming on Rumble as well? To be honest, I don't even know what Rumble is. Here is Cole Baldwin. +2 vision, juke, spin, change of direction. What makes this guy so special? 91 speed, 82 carrying. The 92 juke probably helps. High acceleration. Good pass catcher. Well, we know he uses the showboat trait for sure. Whirlwind, elusive instinct, cover ball. I need that. Yeah, give me the big version. Thank you for the week 1 thumbnail material. All right, continuing position battle. Hey, coach, really been thinking about my development. I don't want this to be the last look I get at earning the starting spot. I'm bringing in a personal coach. I can't. Dude is bringing in his own quarterback coach. What is this scenario, guys? I have like 5 quarterbacks on the roster. Absolutely bizarre. He's going to hire William Lindsley, the old backup quarterback from my Buccaneers series. Only in Madden does this thing happen. Oh, wow. Did I save already? You know, one of the reasons I go live is because funny stuff and important stuff happens a lot. We got about 15 minutes, give or take, until the NFL game kicks off. So we're going to try to get through this finale here and set you guys off for the rest of your Sunday. So this has, you know, already been ridiculously fun. We got one more game, though. Need to get your first round receiver out of that bucket. Here we go. We got the flash again. Improviser. Dom to number 4. You want number 4 for old Dom? $10-4. Quarterback road to glory for Nathan McKee. 4 is Quincy Boston's number. I suppose Boston might be willing to give it up. I might give him 3. I just got to get it swapped here first. You guys want to see take off Happy Feet for this game and just see, and then I'll make a determination if I'm going to take it off for everybody? I'm okay with that. I have to update my depth chart here too. I've been keeping depth charts of my teams so I can remember everybody's number. And the neck roll. You all are crazy. Let's go back to talking about frozen pizza. We're not giving our quarterback a neck roll. Lindholm should be the starter. Yeah, just like McKee, too. All right, so Happy Feet is coming off. We'll see how it goes. If I like it, I will take it off for every quarterback in the game. Let's save and let it rip. I don't mind a sleeve. I'm cool with the sleeve. Throwing arm or non-throwing, though? What do you guys like more? Non-throwing? Both? All right, non-throwing. We see eye to eye there for once. speed flex visor, a sleeve. Well, every time I use like a Revo Speed, I get told to use a new helmet. I don't like all the new helmets. Some of them, the Vengeance one, I like a lot. Well, some of the newer ones, I don't know. They're just kind of weird to me. They're too different. Whoops. Skipped a play, and it was a Lashley dime. 25 yards. Oh, yeah, we got to get Baldwin in the game, too. I'll back out after this play if we don't score a touchdown. Freddie Lashley. Over the middle. And McDonald is tackled. 25 and then 17. I like the sound of that. Let's get Baldwin back in the game. What a star.
Steelers first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On the screen now, McDonald again. I'm behind on this recording. This Nathan McKee story is incredible, and you need to do this video idea, kicker to franchise quarterback. It might have to happen. We're in the red zone. Lashley takes off straight ahead. Ooh, I wish he'd protect himself there. Where are we going? Empty. Lashley blitzed. Fires a dart. Incomplete for Roberts. Did I make any changes to the playbook? No, it's stock right now. Flag down. It's going to be offsides. Free play. Lashley to the 1. Get McKee in the positives. The only time he was willing to throw the ball was on a jet touch pass. Who's my coach? It's Chuck Johnson, the 6th round legend. Baldwin caps it off with the rushing touchdown. One of the stars of preseason, Cole Baldwin. It's like I'm getting a redo on Nick Johnson, but he's got even more upside. All right, NFL game begins in about 10 minutes. I'll sim this drive of defense. Could it take any longer? All that for 3 points. What's this drive got cooked up here? Lashley hands, and Baldwin gets us 6. Do I think play knowledge will ever be a thing like it was in Head Coach 09? Roberts on the catch and run to midfield. I'd love to see something like that. I don't know if they'd ever really consider putting it back into the game, though. It might be a little too deep of a feature. I think there are ways you could do it, though, where, like, maybe you just have it be an awareness penalty if a guy, like, hasn't been in your system long or something. Oh, what was that? Bro just hit fast forward on him right there. I have an idea. Anytime your quarterback gets an award, MVP, or Pro Bowl, one award, oh, Lashley. Dashing inside the 20 again. One award allows one trade addition or removal, sort of development. Definitely not a bad idea. I wish there was something more dynamic in game. Baldwin on the screen, and he's down to the 8. I don't think Baldwin can ride the bench. See, the scrambling is more decisive and doesn't 360 before taking off. Yeah, I might be taking that off of everybody. Play action. Go. Go get it. That's our quarterback right there. Freddie Lashley. This calls for the captain hat, everybody. That's our quarterback. Are you sure Nathan McKee isn't your quarterback, though? He is a quarterback. I'll give you that. He's a quarterback. The Flash has arrived. There might be a sleeve coming to the non-throwing. All right. By the way, I take these screenshots for my thumbnails because I capture these games in 1080p, but I want the highest quality stuff for my actual thumbnails. And when you capture to the PlayStation, it does it in up to 4K. So it makes it prettier. Which means I have to flash drive all my screenshots off the PlayStation onto my PC. But actually, it organizes it better that way, and it doesn't clutter up a rando folder or my desktop. I'm on PS5. PlayStation. Not a fan of that.
It's a gain of 20. And an Eagles.
What are my sliders? This is all pro default.
First and 10 at the 38.
No sliders. I do turn a couple things off, roughing the kicker and running into the kicker, because it's just ridiculous how often it happens in the games. So I just say you're allowed to hit kickers in this league. Kickers want to play quarterback, they got to learn how to get hit. That's all I'm going to say. They hating on the captain hat. Our defense was playing better when I didn't wear it. Do I know how Bengal gets clips of college players in the draft? I imagine he's just creating them in CFB and getting a couple clips.
The quarterback keeps it on the option. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. A 2-yard loss brings up 3rd and 7.
Third down and 7. We're down to the 1. They're down to the 1.
That's good for an Eagles first down.
I have to take the hat off, you think? All right. It's weird seeing number 1 just get handed the ball like that. That ain't Jalen Hurts. You ever play custom teams? No. I really, like, outside of... I don't really do much with sports games outside of what you see here on the channels. Sometimes I pop in games just to check them out and see if there's any content potential. And I want to do some more streaming this year where we go and explore some older games together and see if there's something that would be fun to make content on in the future. Like, I have this vision of doing streams where maybe I play a couple games there. We play like an arena football game and then switch and go to like an old 2K game, or, you know, let you guys pick what you want to see. And I think that would be a lot of fun. And as we approach certain milestones on the calendar, I think it'd be fun. Man, Baldwin's a beast. I think it'd be fun, like, maybe when the NBA playoffs start, if I did a stream and played actually some 2K, maybe some old games, we find a couple and just have some fun with that. Maybe when baseball season starts, we find a couple old baseball games like the Bigs or an old MLB The Show or 2K game.
It's a gain of 10. First
You know, my series are built on these, or my channels are built on these big series. And those aren't going anywhere because it's kind of my bread and butter. But I do need to do some more stuff that has a chance to get new viewership and everything. So, like, the channel growth hasn't been great as I've just kind of focused on the series. But, like, doing that Snowhawks video on the main channel. One of the most successful videos I've made in the last year, especially in terms of subscriber growth. It's like number 2 in the past 365 days on the main channel for just getting new subs. So I'm going to continue to try to find more and more things to branch out. Think of it this way. I'm trying to recruit new viewers using those series so they come watch this stuff. Because the truth is, there aren't a lot of new people finding the Steelers franchise in episode 50. And the analytics prove that. That play I'm not sure I like. Yeah, I was seeing something about that Madden 11 remaster. I'm curious. That's gonna be like an RSPS3 thing. RPC. I can't remember the acronym for it. Third down and goal. Would have liked a little more creativity. That's all right. So I think my plan is going to be to continue using this indie playbook, but I will make a custom version where I take out maybe that play and just, you know, make sure maybe the slip screens aren't in there. Third and short doesn't have like a reverse, you know. Oh, I got to see Flash here in the 2 minutes, but I don't know if we have enough time. If we just might play it safe. Madden 11's a game I'd like to revisit because for years I've called it one of my least favorite Maddens. And it was the game that got me my start on YouTube. But I truly did not like the game very much. I liked Madden 12 much, much more. Ooh. Lashley says, we ain't done. You think you're going to the concourse to go get you a Philly cheesesteak right now? No, you're not missing this action. Lashley. Oh, look at that pocket. I could cry. Wide open! Tears of joy. Watching this team actually function. Lashley dumps it to MacDonald. Not McDonald, it's MacDonald. There's an A in there. Give me Dom right here. Give me Dom right here. Lashley. Ooh. That hurts. The Texans-Patriots game, I think, is now on. If y'all, you know, are waiting for that to start. Looks like they just had the opening kickoff. In the words of Kevin Harlan, I'm calling both games. We still got a half a ball to go. Andrew McElroy picks up a sack. We got the starters for a little bit longer. Just trying to think if there's anybody else I wanted to get into the game. Hopefully it lets me back out, and this might just be that same bug we had earlier. On screen, you've got Lashley finding Cage. That's a difficult catch. Meanwhile, in New England, looks like the snow is falling. Could be sleet. It's falling faster than snow traditionally falls. Drake May throws right side, incomplete. That was good coverage. Tried to go for what looked to be maybe Hunter Henry there. Patriots are facing a third and 10 on the opening drive in Foxborough. Is 89 speed too slow even for a slot receiver? You need some things to make it work. Good route running and acceleration, I think. You know, you're looking for like 84 plus short route running, like 91 plus acceleration. They throw a screen out to Diggs. It gets about 6. Patriots are going to punt on their opening drive. Meanwhile, Lashley's pass is batted down. Almost had his college teammate, Dom Roberts. That is one big Guardian cap here. There. Wow. The punt is away. A punt in our game and a punt coming up in the Patriots game, by the way. I'm calling both games. Man, Kevin Harlan. One of my favorite commentators, man. I might have to watch some NBA just to hear him. What does he call games on? What station? Kane, if you take out plays, you have to replace them with the same amount of run or pass. Otherwise, it breaks the coding of play calling. So if I take out a pass, I have to replace it with one pass? Is that what you're saying? Barber on the stop there. Eddie Santos having trouble getting going. Meanwhile, in New England right now, you've got C.J. Stroud, play-action boot, and a bad throw low in front of his receiver, Xavier Hutchinson. I like Woody Marks. I'm liking him the more I see him, to be honest. Flores to Pittsburgh, is that the word? In the zone, Allen rushing, lobbing it up. Don't think so. Denied by Michael Moore. Meanwhile, Stroud at the inside give, and that's Mark straight ahead. Looks like about 4 yards. Get Lashley out there. Muting you because you're head of the TV coverage. I'm ahead and you're watching a stream. That's crazy. Back in my day when I was streaming, I wouldn't even see what y'all were typing. It would be like a 45 to 60 second delay. That's what streaming was like in 2012, 2013. On the internet I had anyway. Downfield, intercepted. That time bit off a little too much, and Lashley shows he will make a mistake from time to time. That was a pretty nice interception, too. Sacked Jalen Dalton. I really don't want my team to hire Matt Nagy. I feel like you're safe, and I think like his next job needs to be like an analyst or something under a coordinator's position. Position coach. Lashley open, 10-4 at the 50. Flores is having a second interview in Pittsburgh, would be a good fit. And he was their linebackers coach a couple years ago, right? When he left Miami. I don't think he was their DC. I think he was linebacker coach. Yes, otherwise the CPU in slow sim calls the same 7 to 10 plays over and over again. Yeah, I'm not sure my variety was reflected when I was doing that. Is this a bug that there's more information on, because I feel like I've not had too many issues with slow sim and stuff the last handful of years or anything. Give some markers every so often. Okay, I'll give you guys a way to line it up if you're looking for that.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
I think the starters are about to pack it in for the preseason, though, guys. So Lashley gave us a great show today. I think that was a very promising preseason. We got 1 quarter left. I got to give Carvajal a chance, guys. This guy just keeps, you know, there's a blizzard in the one game he gets to start. A kicker takes his snaps in preseason because of a storyline. It's always something. I need Carvajal to get a little bit of a chance. Play action. Ooh, all over him, but Quincy Boston could not make the play. That Elam receiver that just caught the ball, I considered trading for him, but I didn't think he was nearly athletic enough to make a move. All right. I'll let you guys get a game clock lineup if you want to try doing that. I'm at 1250, 49, 48, 47, 46, with Ramondre Stevenson getting a few yards. 1240. Now the Eagles are going to have about an 11-minute possession, and Carvajal's going to get to run 2 plays, and they're going to be handoffs. All right, this is better for him, actually. It's a tie game. I want to see this guy play some ball. In the Patriots game, Stevenson jets to the outside, a first down, and meanwhile, we've got Kari Dorsey getting into the game for us. We're packing up Baldwin for the regular season now because I don't think he's going to be riding the bench all day. Up the middle, Kari Dorsey now. Wait a minute here. Last year's 7th-round pick brought him back after he was a free agent. Carvajal, let's see what you got. A designed run. Holy smokes. Handoff. Dorsey again with good yardage. Is Carvajal going to throw a pass? He fakes. Throws! Bradley Dugans! Oh, he's brought down. We'll take that. Come on, Carvajal. To the outside. Whitaker lost the ball. Another turnover. So when I'm editing my playbook, then I should be a little more relaxed with it. And if I take out a pass in a situation in the game plan, I replace it with another pass, is what you're saying I need to do. I've enjoyed the playbook. There are a couple things I'd like to clean up. If I can't figure it out on this next go, I might just stay stock playbook the rest of the year. Okay. I will be far more careful doing that then. Thank you for the...
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This is a run for 3.
He's brought down
Whoa, there's a Patriot running to the end zone right now. I missed whatever happened. What was... I just saw a wide open Demario Douglas touchdown. There was no one close to him. Let me rewind. Oh, it was a 4th and 1. Meanwhile, in our game, you've got a quarterback running across the 50. So the touchdown was Drake May over the middle. Okay, defender went for a swat and missed the ball. Douglas goes 28 to the house. Oh, he lost it. It is scooped. McElroy. He shifted down and couldn't get back up when he grabbed the ball. Dorsey gets it downhill, and even he's looking outstanding in this offense. If I edit this playbook, though, I might have to just throw it into a test franchise and see how it plays before I let it go for week 1. That was a good throw from Carvajal, by the way. Julius Riley. Was Nagy fired, or was he just like his contract was up and now he's a free agent coach? I know he's one of Andy Reid's guys. Carvajal outside the pocket to the end zone. I'm glad I found this Shane Steichen playbook today. I was going to run the Shanahan system. Wasn't sure it'd be the ideal fit. And then I remembered that this indie playbook has been good in this series. And I took a look at the game plan for it, and the running game was what I was looking for. Possibly fired, but not confirmed. Might go to the Titans. There's nothing that should get Matt Nagy another chance at a head coaching job at this time. I don't think he's rebuilt his coaching credibility, especially with the last year of Chiefs offense. I know the touchdown dances, like, they would look a lot better if they weren't so sped up. It's like the animations are playing too fast. Third and 4. Eagles. Oh, that was threw it into the Bermuda Triangle there. 3 defenders around that receiver. 4th and 4. If this is tied at the end of regulation, we go straight. It's just a tie game then, right? There we go. That was pretty good defense there. Oh, yeah, they collided. The receivers and, like, collisions happen so much in this game. It's actually a big problem. There is no game speed slider anymore. They haven't had that one for a couple of years. Dorsey trying to run us to the finish line here of the preseason. I wish Drake May was in purple, man. Yeah, that was my pipe dream, too. Nice catch here. Some of the screens are actually pretty good in this playbook. I'm going to take a look at the art and see if there's something different about it. But we've actually been completing them and not getting sacked on screens. Not all screens are the same. What happened to Lashley? It's just backups are in now. Lashley, he's just fine. It's the final quarter of the final preseason game, and we are almost done here. Lashley needs a wristband and a sleeve on his non-throwing shoulder, I've been told. Yeah, if the Texans win this game, man, obviously the defense is going to have to do something otherworldly, but, like, it's going to have to be the coming out party for, like, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel, or another Christian Kirk masterclass game. There's that screen again. Shotgun screens versus under center, that makes a difference. It can. I think that the shotgun ones can come out faster. It also depends on the running back's path to the flats. If he runs up and then out, it takes longer. If it's more of a swing, it's easier. Who is loose here? Dalton Schultz. Needed that, Houston. Would you do a live commentary of the AFC or NFC Championship game? I mainly watch your series because I like the way you call games. I don't know. I've definitely given it some thought. I nearly did a live call of the Vikings-Cowboys primetime game a few weeks ago to try it out. I'll have to try something like that sometime, just as a little hangout stream.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Over the middle. Caught. Philly's got one last chance here with under a minute to go. Y'all are so happy to see Lindholm out there. Thank you, Krasby. Appreciate that. No, there are at least 5 of you guys that are already, like, ordering your 99 Lindholm jerseys. Launch downfield, looking for it all, and using the sideline well. Good defense.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Might get some new subscribers. Absolutely. Will they want to stick around for series like this? Hopefully. 35 seconds to go. Another one over the middle. Pulled down with 31 seconds to go. So we're not done yet.
That's another Eagles first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Uh-oh, tipped! And ends up incomplete. Meanwhile, with 20 seconds to go, throwing outside, incomplete on the throwaway. I'm always amazed in NFL games how many tipped passes end up in no man's land. It feels like improbable how often that happens. 15 seconds to go in our game, and collapsing on the quarterback. That could be it. They'll all get back for one more snap. 4th and 14, the final play of the preseason. Sacked by Mike Atkins. And that is a 3-0 perfect preseason for the Pittsburgh Steelers. New quarterback, new scheme, a lot of new players. A new era is underway. And I think that there's a lot to look forward to when these games get underway here this coming week. Freddie Lashley and the Steelers could be pretty fun to watch. The Atkins diet. They actually held Baldwin in check. Lashley, on the other hand, 79 yards rushing. I think I like... The movement seems cleaner with less wasted steps when you take that one off. Happy feet. So I think I'll turn it off for everybody then. Just make that a universal series rule. I also took off eyes up. Was it? I could take off both for all the quarterbacks. Ooh, 2 injuries. Let's see. Meanwhile, Woody Marks up the middle, and he's wrapped up. There's nowhere to go. Jalen Dalton and Rakeem Kemp are going to miss the start of the year. All right. with no Jalen Dalton, I think that moves the rookies into a place to play. Derek Bragg, Connor Brooks. I think this gives Bragg a chance to start immediately for a few weeks. At linebacker, it's a little bit more interesting because Kemp's one of our best cover linebackers. And I think now we're looking at probably Joaquin Castro having a chance to possibly start on opening day, or Eric Goodman. I mean, the coverage is slightly better for Castro, but Goodman does have better block shed, tackling, awareness, lower in some other areas. So I think it's kind of a coin flip here, but one's a hidden dev rookie and one's a fourth-year normal dev player. Both are exceptional athletes, but those will have to be changes we make here going into week 1. We do get a little bit of a bye week here to set the roster, which I'm not going to fully do today. Woody marks up the middle, but a flag is down. We'll see if that counts. Usually on the goal line, when the flag comes out immediately, you got to think it's on the defense or a formation. Hard to hold in 0.3 seconds. And the call is illegal shift on the offense. Yeah, those are killer. Yeah, I'm going to see if Green Bay let go of the quarterback I wanted here. We're looking for a mentor, and they're hard to come by. How many quarterbacks is Green Bay hoarding? CJ Stroud, meanwhile, 3rd and goal out of the shotgun. Has time, lobs it up desperately, but no one's home, and it's incomplete. Where's Temple? Colts. You need 4? They're holding on to him as their 4th quarterback. That's annoying that they're doing that. Anybody else holding on to 4 quarterbacks? Just the team with the mentor. Yeah, Jamario Fields here. He's buried on this depth chart. That's going to be tough. Okay, the Saints have 4 quarterbacks. You know, cannot cut Benji Bayless, guys. They need to keep him on the team. And Manny Dent. I'm cutting 2 of these guys, don't worry. For depth charts, by the way, if you wanted to see what teams are doing, if there's anything interesting going on, there are some good young quarterbacks in the franchise, especially after this last draft. Isaiah Anthony is the starter here in Denver. He's never actually attempted a pass. Do you remember when I showed that he was like backup with Packers with superstar development? Bo Nix in Cleveland this year? Okay. Marquise McLeod. Joe Book. Marcus Beverly in KC. How about that? How about that? That doesn't always happen. The Colts are playing Matthew Cheatham over Witherspoon with a 5-point gap. Because remember, Tyron Ridley was not starting over Joe Book when there was like a 2 to 3 point gap. They traded for Witherspoon too. Let's check his stats, see if we can justify it with his preseason performance. Could we trade for the mentor? Trade 68 for him? We're not going to get him for free. Tua with the Falcons. Tua and Penix. That's wild. Bobby Crane in Green Bay. Drake May. Hudson Rhodes over to Mario Elliott. Oh, also, I wanted to see the Bengals running back depth chart because I had seen something. Felix Morant's their 2 now. Who's the quarterback who only played like every 3 seasons? That was Khaled Witherspoon on the Colts. Let's check their numbers. I don't know what Cheatham did to earn the starting job, but he got it. They played 3 quarterbacks here, including Mason Goddard. Yeah, this is the rule, though. Witherspoon can't start multiple years in a row. Is Lynch the RB1 in Tampa? I imagine. Evan Lynch, Juan Love. Yeah, he's definitely starting over Juan Love. And we should see Evan Lynch this year, now in Tampa. He did help the Lions win a Super Bowl last year. I don't know what happened to his contract. All right, let's see our stats. Freddie Lashley had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He had completed 71% of his passes, 10 sacks, and like 6 of those were in the first game. And then we cleaned up some traits and just played better afterwards. Cole Baldwin, 393 yards, 11 broken tackles. He's going to have to start playing immediately. Like, Mickens is the starter, but Baldwin gets some chances. Dom Roberts led us in receiving. Clay McDonald was second. Bud Cage had some really good plays. Antoine Westbrook was very quiet. I hope we still get him the ball a good bit when we're watching games. And then the offense, the line seemed to do a pretty good job. So Nick Christmas, they say no sacks allowed on the right side. Jamie Kendricks gave up a couple, and he was the big addition we got in that Marquise McLeod trade. You know, we get one of the best pass-protecting tackles in our franchise. Westbrook in the slot. Not with these receivers. I got to get Roberts going there. Amac here had 3.5 sacks, 2.5 for Connor Brooks, 1 interception. So the leading passer in the entire preseason was Freddie Lashley. It wasn't close. Most touchdowns, Josh Weaver and Nate Batten and Bobby Crane. 3 interceptions here for Drake May. Cole Baldwin, just way ahead of everybody in rushing yards. KJ Stevenson, man. I saw him in our game against Kansas City, and I keep thinking about him because that acceleration shows up. Leading receiver was Nick Watson? He was with us. These are just preseason stats, by the way. These don't count. He is a preseason star. Let's go to the Cardinals. Marquise McLeod, 3 touchdowns, 406 yards, took 6 sacks. Pretty clean. Yeah. He just threw it to Rodriguez every play. Seems to be a pretty good idea. Let's check the transaction block here. I want to see trades. Eddie Beltran. Anything huge? Wait, Eddie Beltran get traded twice? Dolphins traded him to the Jags. And then the Jags traded him to Seattle. So the Jags flipped Marlon Benson for Beltran a 5 and a 7. They turned Benson into a 5, a 7, and Manuel Magana. '83 overall tight end. It's a unique way to go get a guy. And then, how do you get traded twice in a preseason? That's just funny. Where'd he go? And then he got cut. You get traded twice and cut in one preseason? That's a record. 3 teams said they don't want you. Character concerns, you think? Unpredictable personality? Dude is on the Deontay Johnson plan. Gold medalist in the bag fumbling Olympics. Motivation. It should be something just like something ridiculous. He wants to live close to home in New Hampshire. Whirlwind, I'll say so. All right, we'll see if Eddie Beltran pops up again. I mean, a backup slot is something we could kind of use, but I might have enough options now on this team. Is he better than Peralta? He might be. He's got better acceleration. Jesse Knight's a free agent? Did he get cut too? Ooh, what a catch. That's a reception there, pulled down. I think that was Higgins. Yep. Julius Riley isn't really a slot guy. Short route running here. Oh, he'd have the best short route running of anybody on the team. Well, when you put it that way. Oh, yeah, Jesse Knight is right there. Yeah, he's got like the best blend of acceleration and short route running available. Maybe there are some character concerns. We're going to pick up Eddie Beltran. Weird, huh? I'm just trying to follow the story, and as it turns out, he kind of fits a role I've been looking for on the team. You just got to go down the rabbit hole sometimes. Just got to let it happen. Because in terms of short route running now, he's the #1 guy. Temple for a 7th, it's not going to work. I might be able to find them a player they like. They'll put us over the cap. All right, let's cut Steven Gilliard. That won't free any cap because there's after a certain point, players don't count towards the cap if you didn't know. In real life, I think it's like 50. Something like that. So it's like the bottom 3 guys don't even count. You can see the savings here are 0 on some of these players. I think I'm going to cut Hugh Cody. That'll free some cap. But all this to show you that it's going to take more than a 7. But a player may get it done. Ooh. We ran the trade finder on Temple in the off-season stream. That is the problem there. How badly do they need a receiver? It's not like an emergency situation. Especially with Matt Milner. D tackle, we don't got one for you. A will linebacker, I actually might. If I were willing to trade Eric Goodman. So it's like, do you need a mentor that bad? I kind of hope they just end up cutting him soon because they have 4 quarterbacks. That's crazy. That was a very fun show today, guys. Let's see this storyline play out here to finish it. In the weight room. Happy to see you setting some good habits early. Just following your advice from training camp, it's done wonders. I'm getting more and more yards under my passes. What was his boost there? I was too focused on a very weird sentence. That was a strange sentence. Yeah, if I go to week 1, it'll just cut our players. Everybody right now has set their rosters. Holy smoke, Stroud. That was ridiculous. Was that picked? Was that a pick? Or was that just an incomplete pass and I punted? 2 throw power? That is valuable. .94 throw power. And I think I'll continue to use that one coach ability that boosts his accuracies. I think that's going to be a huge help. I mean, he's already going to be able to play like an 82 overall. Was that a broken play for Drake May? Turned it into a good gain. So I'm going to go around to the quarterbacks. I'm going to find those traits, and we're going to remove them. Don't imagine CJ Stroud. So it's eyes up and happy feet that we're getting rid of? Is that what we're determining here? Eyes up, happy feet. Okay. I'm just going to write that down so I don't have to ask y'all again later. Was that a fumble? I didn't see Drake lose the ball. That is such a bailout, it's not even funny. Or they say he's down by contact. Okay, it's staying with the Texans. That was big. Yeah, I wish that the traits were a little bit better implemented and a little bit more fleshed out. Like, it's cool that they're there, and there are a lot of neat traits, but especially at quarterback, man, it can really make things worse instead of better with more personality. All right. I had a blast with this stream, guys. Glad I went live here for a little 11 a.m. or 11:45 a.m., whatever it was. That flew by. Like, the perception of time when I stream is kind of crazy because it feels like I have not been live for nearly 3 hours. It's a good time. Wasn't expecting it so early. Yeah, I know. It was a little bit weird, but I knew I wanted to do it today, and that was obviously the best window of time to do it, given there are 2 NFL playoff games. So, tomorrow, Snowhawks video. I'm gonna chill the rest of the day and watch some football and grind a little bit of the gaming backlog here. I'm working on wrapping up Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I got to finish just the pinball level at the very end, and then I'm off to look for something else to play. What's on your backlog? Too much, man. Too much. You know, I got a few games next to me. I got to finish a little Expedition 33. I love the series. I love the game, but I have not finished Horizon Forbidden West yet. So both those are kind of high priorities for me. I got a few more I want to play. How about the Dragon Quest remakes? I know I got to play Dragon Quest 3 before 1 and 2. Just chronologically, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, just got a lot of stuff to play. I try to get in some time when I can, but y'all know how it goes. Interesting, you still get physical copies. Yeah, I really believe in having physical copies. I've enjoyed it a lot more, you know, collecting physical, getting the games that, you know, I had as a kid and I ended up getting rid of at some point. And, you know, when I moved a few years ago, I finally had the chance, you know, to have my space where I didn't expect to be moving again in the near future. And for years, I was just like not buying stuff for myself like that because I knew I was just going to have to move it. So like anything I bought, I'm like, all right, if I move in the next year, that's something else that has to come with me. So I just didn't buy things. And then when I got here, you know, I started to get into some of the PS2 content side and playing like NFL Street. And it had me kind of like, all right, you know, there's so many games that I played back in the day that I don't have now, and then so many games that I would see on the shelf but never played. And so I went down a bit of a rabbit hole there, and I've been more of a game collector the last 4+ years now, 4.5 years, and I just love having a library of my favorite stuff I, you know, I'm interested in trying out, stuff I played back in the day, and having it just all available physically. You know, I like looking at the games. I like, you know, older games obviously had manuals and different, you know, fun stuff in there. Like, I love picking up old 360 games, and they have like advertisements for, you know, other games from those publishers, or weird coupons, you know, for batteries and stuff. It's kind of like a little time capsule to the 2000s, you know, when I grew up. Backyard Basketball 2001 with Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan. I think I played that back in the day. I loved all those old backyard sports games. Got my niece hooked on Test Drive, Eve of Destruction. Eve of Destruction. I feel like that was like a OG Xbox game or something. Well, how old is that? 2004 on the PS2 and Xbox. Eve of Destruction. That just sounds like something I'd like, but I've never played it. Bought some old PS3 sports games I played back in the day. And yeah, I love collecting the old sports games. After, 10, 15 years, they become more interesting to revisit. I'm not really interested in playing Madden 21 right now, but I am interested in playing Madden 11 and seeing if I still feel the same way about it, after 15 years. It's a racing demolition derby game. Well, I got some of those I love. And as I learned more about these games and did this research, it's like I realized there's so many blind spots. So many games I saw that I just assumed would not be good, and I was wrong. I saw them on the shelf, didn't ever hear anything about them. Reminds me of Flat Out 2, amazing game. That is crazy you just said that, because I went to go grab Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, which is, I believe it's kind of a compilation of the first two Flat Out games. I have played this. It's actually a game I've, played in the collection, but I didn't really play the ones on PS2. And, like Split Second here was a game where back in the day I'm like, that doesn't look like much. Disney published it. Like, what could this be? And it's a very unique racing game where you're like on some sort of TV show and you've got you're acting out scenes basically for this driving action Fast and Furious, It's just the kind of weird stuff they used to do in the 2000s. That doesn't happen much anymore because games are such a big investment and, a failed project can sink a studio and games take so long. You can't spend 5 years on something that ain't going to work. So it's fun to go back to those older eras. Oh, Blur. Blur is awesome. Blur is incredible. That's me with the PS3 Spider-Man games, and now they're all $100. Yeah. A lot of those can be very tough to find. But sometimes the prices follow different trends. Like if there is a big Spider-Man movie coming, all those old Spider-Man games are going up in price for the most part. The harder ones to find, there's a lot of obscure stuff on the 360, PS3, even PS2. And so, like, if you get into it when there's a new movie coming out, that's when the stuff tends to shoot up. I still replay Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube in 2026. Yeah, I didn't really play Monkey Ball back in the day. I've played a little bit on the Switch, but there's so much stuff I just didn't get a chance to play. So that's why there's so many games behind me. That's why the backlog is astronomical. You should do a Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild after this rebuild. Do you think I could get the Pirates to a World Series faster than the Steelers getting to a Super Bowl? Could I get the Pirates there in 10 years? Depends if I run into the Dodgers or not. College basketball games skyrocket during March. They do. They pretty much double in value then. NCAA Basketball 10 becomes an $80 to $100 game around March Madness. And then when it cools off, it's like a $40 game in the summer. I think I still have Doom for the original PlayStation. Yeah, I do think that the PS1 did get a version of it. I don't remember if it's like a good port. I would hope so. Appreciate it, Average Stats. You have a good one. We all know McKee's quarterback coach was Denzel Stockton, right? I don't know if Stockton would want to coach any of our players or have any sort of ties to me after that series. Any chance for a 2-team builder 2 team builder. Like a team builder rebuild? Well, as far as I'm aware, team builder's been down for a few weeks. I don't know if it's back up now. I don't think I'll start anything team builder related, on this year's versions of games. Jade Cocoon for PS2. See, I didn't really play RPGs from that era. Like, the game that got me into RPGs was Persona 4 Golden on the Vita in, 2013. It was a game, when I first got my Vita and I'm looking up what games to get, I keep seeing people say Persona 4 Golden, which at the time didn't mean anything to me. I would go to GameStop and see it there, and finally, after 5 trips, I'm like, all right, fine, let me see what this is all about. And I didn't really play RPGs outside of Skyrim, those types of games. And so I couldn't understand exactly in the beginning why I was compelled to continue playing the game, because it was very different. A lot more story heavy. The music was fire. And now I have 3-4 copies of Persona 4 Golden because I got ported, and I got the Midnight Channel edition from Limited Run, and I waited 2 years for it to show up. That's the same with me in the Yakuza games. Dude, I can't believe I missed out on that series, for so long. It's so good. I've played, I got into it with Like a Dragon. It was available on PS Plus. And Ichiban's such a funny character. I love that game. Love the series, and thank you for all the great content. Thank you, Tender Train, for that very much. I appreciate that. Oh, man. So I saw the Texans scored a touchdown. Missed how exactly they did it, but, to be up 10-7 right now, surviving that interception, not a bad spot to be. Flash's sleeve. If you have Steam, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 restored content mod. I've always heard good things about Knights of the Old Republic. And there are different properties like that I kind of want to just give a try, because if I like it, it opens the door to so many more games in the universe. Let's see, we need the apparel. If we get a Darnold Stroud Super Bowl, I'm going to riot. It's not going to be the most star-studded matchup, I think, regardless of what happens. Speaking of BioWare RPGs, I finally beat the first Mass Effect for the first time. Beat that a couple weeks ago. I actually had Mass Effect back in the day. I didn't stick with it because, I think I was looking for something closer to Borderlands, and it was just, too confusing for me. Where is the QB? Can I not put the quarterback wristband on over the sleeve? That would look kind of weird anyway. He knows playbook. But yeah, I beat the first Mass Effect. Really enjoyed it. Excited to see how it develops through the next games. I know everyone says Mass Effect 2 is fantastic. It's on the wrist. Oh, it's a wristband. Maybe I should look there. Might be a conflict, yeah. I don't think any of this stuff's going to go over a sleeve. Well, then we're sticking with the sleeve. Man, I can't wait to see more of Freddie Lashley this year. That's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, there's a Snowhawks video coming tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll be recording some more Arkansas State stuff. And we should get a little bit of everything here coming up. The Snowhawks videos I'm trying to do about once a week. Hoping to get a couple Arkansas State videos up now so that can keep going along. And then the next video for the Steelers is going to be recapping the offseason, recapping the stream today, and setting the roster up for week 1. And we're off and running from there with the Lashley era. I have not played Arc Raiders. I was very excited for Battlefield 6, and I've enjoyed it. Haven't played it a ton lately. You know, I don't think I just grind multiplayer games the way I once did. For years, I'd pick up single-player games, and I just drop them because they didn't click with me. And then after all this time now, it's the single-player games that I stick with, and the multiplayer that I play a lot more sparingly. You know, if I have friends that want to play, I'll get on, but I'm not playing a ton of that style of stuff. And I just haven't played Arc Raiders, but I hear nothing but good things about it. What a stream, guys. That was fun. I'm going to head out of here, though, because I am hungry. Drake May through the hands of Kyle Williams. Would have been a tough catch. Good coverage by Kamari Lassiter. Y'all have a great Sunday. And I'm going to catch you all in the next one. Appreciate y'all spending time here with me and keeping me company. Have a good Sunday, everybody.